Hey everyone, I'm TJBChris coming to you from the Charles D. Tandy TRS-80 Emporium, and tonight I have just a couple of updates for you regarding the Tandy Emeritus line of diagnostic and expansion solutions for the Tandy 8-inch line of systems. Specifically, we're going to talk about updates for availability and pricing and contact. So, if you'd like to get in touch with Tandy Emeritus to inquire, or more importantly to place your order for one, both, two, or possibly all three of the items I'm going to talk about tonight, you can reach out to Tandy Emeritus via email at tandy-emeritus@outlook.com. That's tandy-emeritus@outlook.com. When reaching out, be sure to include as much detail as you can, specifically your name, contact information, the items in which you are interested, and the model of TRS-80 system or systems that you plan to use the TE components with. This will help them provide you the perfect pairing of TE solution to your Tandy 8-inch system. Now please keep in mind that today's date, as I'm taping this, is April 4th, 2024. All information in this video is current as of that date. The further out we get from that date, the more likely it is that you're going to want to reach out to Tandy Emeritus to verify that all of this stuff I'm telling you is actually still true. Please note that prices are in US dollars. Shipping is not included with any item, so if you would like a quote to include shipping, please reach out to Tandy Emeritus at the aforementioned email address. Finally, please note that all of these items come bare board. There's no components included. It is not pre-assembled. So you're going to want to check out the documentation and bill of materials and get that all ordered so that you can have everything ready to go when your board arrives. These are high quality boards, and I'm sure, like me, you're going to want to get building them right away. In fact, as we speak, I'm taking a break from building the Diagnostic Spacer and the Test Fixture because I wanted to get this information out to you, and I'm very excited about it. So, without further ado, let's talk about pricing. Again, bare board only, shipping not included. Prices are in US dollars, and first up we have the Tandy 7-Slot Backplane. That's Tandy Emeritus 7-Slot Backplane. In addition to the 7 usual expansion slots, you'll find additional functionality including Z80 bus extension to allow you to bring the bus outside of the machine to be used possibly with a test fixture. You'll find the ability to jump past open slots to bring the bus master and interrupt chains up to the next slot, therefore not doing your best Fleetwood Mac and breaking the chain. You'll find power status LEDs and pluggable resistor networks, and there are some additional features you should check out the documentation. I did cover this in my most recent video in which I built this backplane and paired it with my 3D printed card cage and installed it in my Model 12. Speaking of which, it's important to note that this backplane requires a card cage chassis to be functional. You're going to either need to reuse your existing metal Tandy cage if you have one, or you're going to want to use a fabricated or 3D printed card cage such as mine. More information on that later. So that is the Tandy Emeritus 7-Slot Backplane. Again, $60 plus shipping gets you this wonderful item. And I've got mine on my Model 12 and it is working great. The next item we have up for bids here on Not the Price is Right is the Tandy Emeritus Test Fixture. The Tandy Emeritus Test Fixture complements either the 7-Slot Backplane or the Diagnostic Spacer, which we'll talk about. It brings up to 2 expansion slots outside of the system. Mine's upside down here. Outside of the system for troubleshooting, prototyping, calibration, what have you. If you're working on Z80 cards from these machines and you want to do it outside of the machine to make things easier, whatever, you can use this. In addition to 2 expansion slots, it also provides you with an optional power connector, which is currently not required but is there for future expansion. And in addition, if you only need to use one of the slots, there are jumpers to allow you to jump the bus master and interrupt chains up to the next slot or bypass a slot so you can get it back into the system and not break the chain. Again, best Fleetwood Mac. Because I can still hear you saying you'll never break the chain. That is the test fixture. Please also keep in mind with the test fixture that, like the backplane, it does require some additional 3D printed items in order to be useful. There are a couple of configurations in which you can use this. The documentation covers it, and I will also be covering it in the video that I'm currently filming while taking a break to do this. So that is the test fixture. Finally, we've got the Diagnostic Spacer. The Diagnostic Spacer is for use with all of the 8-inch TRS-80 systems, 2, 12, 16, 16B, and 6000. This device allows you to either replace an existing Z80 card within your machine with this without having to reshuffle your cards, and allows you to jump the Z80 bus master and interrupt chains up to the next slot, allowing for continuity, again, not breaking the chain. That song is in my head, who knows why. Either way, it also includes, as an added bonus, the 3 power status LEDs that you can find on the backplane, so you can confirm that you've got +5, +12, and -12 volts available to you. This is useful in situations where you might already have the backplane, but you might not necessarily need to take the machine apart to diagnose or develop or do what it is you're doing. And if you're using a machine with a legacy backplane, well, this is pretty much required if you want to bring the bus out and make use of this wonderful test fixture. And again, this is also compatible with models 2 and 16, allowing you to use the test fixture with those systems as well. If you'd like more information about any of these items, please reach out to Tandy Emeritus at tandy-emeritus@outlook.com, or you can check out their documentation. I host the documentation on my GitHub. It is part of my Model 12 card cage project in the Tandy Emeritus folder. You'll find a link in the video description. Please keep in mind that for anything in the Tandy Emeritus folder, that documentation and all those items were written, designed, etc. by Tandy Emeritus. So if you have any questions or concerns related to support for those items, please reach out directly to them, as I can't help you with those. And that's your pricing and availability update for the Tandy Emeritus diagnostic and expansion solutions for the Tandy 8-inch systems. Please be sure to check out my next video in which I'll be building the test fixture and diagnostic spacer and trying them out, probably in addition to the Z80 expansion here. I'll show you when to use these cards, how to use them, and how they work, and we'll have a whole lot of fun doing it. Until then, thank you for joining me. I'm TJBChris. We will see you next time.